How you feeling?
I'm feeling really normal, to be honest, which I'm surprised about. I've sort of been waiting for the emotion to hit, and I was waiting for the night to feel real different, but felt really normal. I think we're probably realistically in the game up until halfway through the third, which probably helped the cause of feeling normal. So, but content, pretty exhausted after that. They're a fit side and they were pretty sharp. But disappointed we couldn't win it.
When you kick the goal, it's nice, mate, to go out with the goal. Talk me through that, mate, when you realised you're going to be able to in a position to kick a goal in the last game.
I think it was 10 minutes to go, still in the first quarter. I wasn't really thinking about me, to be honest, but my mates might have had a bit of money on me to kick one or not.
And Sean, how are you feeling? Amazing career
Yeah, well, numerous different emotions, just because it's the last time you get to play, like AFL and play out here at Optus. While you still play the game, playing at the top level with your mates is always wonderful. Like Luke, pretty tired and satisfied with the career, and just I think we've managed to get to the line, so that's been nice. But same thing. It's a great game to play. We were in it for the first bit, and then we probably lacked a bit of polish and then a bit extra fitness. So, but just looking forward to seeing what comes next and just enjoy it this next few days and probably a week.
Yeah, that guard of honour at the end where all three of you were walking down, what was that like?
Yeah, it was brilliant to be able to share it with Luke and Nick. What we play 15 years together, maybe something like that, I reckon. So it's like a big part of your life and your footy life. Become great mates, you work together really well, and we've been fortunate enough to have some pretty good success along the way. So to be able to share that was awesome. Yeah, really awesome.
Does it feel real that you're done?
It does. Yeah, it does feel real. Yeah, I think you understand that footy. Like you always think it goes on forever and ever, and we see a few past players in the room there. And I remember like Drew Banfield when I first come in here. I thought he was, play forever. Coxie, Glassy, Lynchy, Embers, and then they retire, and then you realise that like it finishes. So I think when you accept that, you know that it's just a part of your life. So yeah, it feels real that it's finished. But fortunate enough, might still be able to play at an older age. But the AFL level's done.
You're proud of the team, Adam, for the first three quarters. It was a good game until late.
Yeah, I'm proud for the whole night. We ran out of legs, to be honest. I mean, but the effort was there, the intent at the start of the game. Coming off a pretty big game last week, we had some sore players play today, but trying to recognise the crowd as much as recognise these two and Nick, who lost the toss, by the way. Engaging them, really trying to accept what that week is, and then try and embrace the game as much as we could is what our challenge was. And I thought we had a go. And then Adelaide, they're not playing like a 14th or 15th side. They're a good team, and their last quarters in particular are very strong. And we just couldn't keep up.
How do you, sum up the careers of the three guys that are?
Well, I've got two captains. They've got Norm Smith, Premiership. These two men have led this club for the majority of my time here. So there's a lifelong bond I'll have with these guys that I'm really looking forward to sharing with in the future. So end of an era. Puts a full stop on it really. Along with Nick, who. Whilst probably not the premiership, but has the same influence on the club that we've seen, and he's it's a sad story, but it's also a really good story for Nick and what he's done, where he's come from. So we can't forget him as well.
What was tonight like post match? How did you wrap things up with the team? And
no, not a hell of a lot. No, we've done that, done it to death. These guys will be sick of the love they're getting. We've acknowledged these guys really well, along with Nick, and we'll move on like footy does, after the next few days.
And Boots, as Simmo just mentioned, it really does feel like the end of an era. What's your message now to the guys remaining, and what do you think that they can achieve in future years?
Mate, I'm so optimistic about the group. I've said it all year to you guys whenever I've done media and press conferences. I'm really optimistic about how quickly things can turn and what these young boys are going to do. And I think there's probably 7 or 8 guys on our list now who are going to play a lot of footy for the club. You can lock that in, and looking forward to sitting back and watching them. I'd like to think if I had a message to pass on, I would have already done it. Been alongside them for the last 2-3 years, but there's some flowers starting to blossom there, and can't wait to see them do their thing.
Yeah, and I guess the cheers Simmo got tonight were almost as big as the cheers that you guys got as well. There's so much love for him as well as a play group. How much are you hoping that he stays on and continues to really build this?
You can't ask him that question.
Yeah, we can.
Seriously.
Oh, mate, I thought it was great. The crowd were fantastic, and you know the resilience that he's shown this year for us and every week. As much as the external noise has been a bit silly at times, it's been about what do I need to do as a coach to get the best out of my playing group, and the players have certainly recognised that.
And the awkward stuff is about you, obviously. Do you need to know quickly about where your future sits?
I don't think tonight's the night to talk about my role. I mean, we've got the 2 legacy players at the club, so we'll talk Monday, but there's no press conference, so we won't be talking. So we'll work through it. From here on, I'm not sure what happens. So I'm contracted, so we'll see how it plays out. But I think today and this week's been about these guys and Nick, and that's how it should be.
So this is our only opportunity.
You're not going to ask another question about this,
It's our only opportunity to talk to you, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, I've been talking to you for 10 years, so I think, and I've been as honest as I can, and I really don't want to make it about me. That's okay.
And Boots, just in terms of the season itself, how proud are you that, mid-season it was looking really ugly, but then you guys were able to really fight back, and barring that Freo result, it was actually a relatively strong end to the year?
Yeah, well, I think if you lack resilience in the AFL world, you won't make it individually or as a team. So to grit the teeth the way we did as a group and keep focused on what we wanted to achieve, and that was trying to find a brand of footy we could play consistently. Would have been nice to win a few more games, but I knew there were going to be positive signs, and I think with the 3 of us leaving next year, there's so much opportunity now for guys to take another step forward and keep growing and getting better, and can't wait to see who's going to put their hand up to really lead the club to the next successful era.
Adam, we've talked after games this year about Oscar Allen's performances and Tim Kelly's performances, but now the season's done. Can you say a little bit about the effort, the whole season that the pair of those 2 have put together, what they've achieved from the team?
Oh, yeah, I can. I mean, those guys have been great. Tim is, and I've said this from the first year he got here, he's held up his end of the bargain. He's delivered, and the criticism is unwarranted on what Tim's done for us. And he's still got, 5 or 6 years left. So let's just judge this at the end of his career, because what he's done this year for us individually has been really special, and we haven't had a good year. We're last in the ladder, so we get the conversations, and you get what you deserve in this comp. So we're not shying away from that. But there's been some positives, and I think Oscar's another one who, I don't know if it's his first year in the leadership group, I'm not sure, but he's a leader. He's a genuine leader of our club, along with Liam Duggan and Tom Barras, and McGovern and these guys. But Aussie's a bit younger, so we've seen that growth. And they're the positives we'll take. Well, plus the kids we've been playing. We're not the youngest team in the comp, but we might be next year. So, really important year for the growth of Hoff and Hewitt and Jimby and these guys. Long. Hopefully that pays us back in years to come. I don't know what the question was. I rambled a little bit. Sorry.
We all thought you'd avoided the spoon after last week, and then North Melbourne win today.
Yeah, no one wanted that number 1 pick halfway through the 3rd, didn't they? So I tell you what you can't do. You guys talk about tanking. We don't. And North doesn't. And despite what the commentary, not you, but the general commentary is really disrespectful to footy clubs, because we play to win every week, and these guys don't think about the draft or the draft picks or what might happen next year. They don't. So we've got to stop talking about that, because it's disrespectful to the players and to the coaches and the clubs involved. Because you look at North today, they'll take that any day of the week. Us last week. So we just got to be careful what we say, because it does challenge your integrity when you question whether we're trying to win or not.
you hope this puts it to bed that the fact that the bottom of the ladder changed in round 23 and round 24?
Yeah. Well, unless someone accuses of tanking tonight, so I'm not sure if that's the case.
And Simmo, just in terms of the celebrations for the amazing careers, does that drag on for a few more days, or do you guys get
You
together
have to
as
ask.
a team? Or
I'm not sure if Bung's going to last 2 or 3 days. Boots might, but I reckon they'll be smoke bombing it about Monday. They'll disappear. Nick might go for a few extra days. I think he's got that look in his eye. Harry, you've seen that look. But no, they can let their hair down the next few days and enjoy their careers and be with their mates and don't get in any trouble.
Shannon, how hard has it been for you this year to keep getting up? You know, you look a bit banged up all year, but you keep fronting up, you're putting your body on the line again tonight in the final game. How hard was it physically to get up for tonight's game?
Well, it's always whenever if you're injured or same as Luke with your body, you got to keep preparing as well as you can all the time. So there was a challenge earlier in the couple of weeks ago to keep working, but that's just what you got to do is prepare the best and always talk about it. Prepare the best you can so you can give yourself the best opportunity to play. When you get older, your body doesn't needs a bit more work. Doesn't respond as well as you'd like. I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but obviously there's always a point that people have in their career where it's just enough's enough. But that's part of footy. You understand that. It's the resilience, it's the choices that you make. Because I was talking to the boys, it's easy to throw in the towel when it's not going well. But that doesn't get you really anywhere in footy or life. So the main thing you need to do is always try to do your best and hopefully that works out.
Another guard of honour tonight at the end for Serge. Started in 1967. It's a long time since then. Anyone who wants to talk about what he's been like for you all?
Yeah, well, he's been a constant at the club for a long time, but I think especially early days, wellbeing teams got a lot bigger now, but player development program, but more when, especially, well, he's very good for the local blokes, but interstate players, he's fantastic, like helping you set up with a host family, I suppose being a sounding board, the care, but that's what he does and that's what the club does. So Serge has been massive at West Coast, like in WA footy, but West Coast for 30 odd years. I'd say everyone that's been drafted, Serge has had a positive influence on their career and their life.
Just before, we've got to thank our members. Like what they did tonight, last week, all year, they've stuck by us. So, a lot of appreciation of what our members have done. They've been really special to all of us. And unfortunately, we didn't have a great year, but hopefully we can bounce back in years to come. Thanks. Thanks, guys.